I've seen a frozen snake in 2 years ago. It was extremely cold. So the snake was completely frozen. It couldn't do anything. So they do freeze in very, very low conditions. Can't really do anything. Where to go from here then? Okay. Cool. Elephant Scar Road. Let's see what we can find on this road. Just saw some nice green vegetation along the drainage line here. But the most of line tracks here. But lots of the green trees in the drainage line there, warrior bushes. There are evergreen trees. So they maintain the leaves all year round. I've seen the elephants eating them, the giraffe also grass on them. Especially this time of day. But in the summer times and in the animals are very, very selective in terms of what they eat. Some zebras on the other side of the dam there. Now the camps are bad in the area where we are at the moment. Some donkeys in pajamas. The Zabbies. Oh, there's the baby there as well. Now stay there, Zabbies. Zebra crossing the road. Now the camera showers this morning. So they've already drank the water and they're moving off to the feeding grounds. They'll come back and drink again later in the afternoon. Look at the water level at the dam. It's very, very low, yeah. Very, very, very low. Where are we now? September, just towards the end of September now. October, November. So we have 2 months to raining season, so I doubt if this dam will retain water until the rain comes. Unless if we have an early rain this year, there have been some years where we have had very early rainfall of mid-October, but for the past 10 years, as far as I can remember, when we have been having rains just around November, sometimes early November or second week of November, sometimes it's not very, very late in December. 2 years ago the rain started very, very late, and a lot of people thought that we're going to have drought, but fortunately we didn't have drought. All the same, static. How do you recover? Very bad, yeah. Yeah, we are currently on Gowrie Main Road, heading east towards our eastern boundary, Chitakaat line. then I head north along Chillicothe line. Haven't checked off Dam this morning. I don't know if the other vehicles have already been to that area this morning. Apparently there were wild dogs somewhere in Bevis Hook yesterday morning. Can't remember exactly where, but the later I heard that they've crossed over into Manuleti Reserve. Could have been the same dogs that came in into Touchwood 3 weeks ago, I think, 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks before I went on leave. I saw a pack of wild dogs that came into Touchwood, which is the property on our right hand side, and they moved back into the north again. So I assume that they are probably dining in the Manuleti Reserve. Remember, I said last time that 2 years ago when they dined in the northern part of the Manuleti, and they stayed in the same den for about 3 months, and they moved across the Manuleti boundary into the Kruger National Park, and they disappeared from there. We've never seen them after that. They love to dine in the Manuleti Reserve because there's a very good population of impala in that area. Yeah, a lot more better. Hi Diane, good morning to you and welcome on Safari TV this morning. Diane is asking will the impalas start lambing? When will they give birth? Between November and December. Last year we had a debate among ourselves as a crew, and Lishin won the bet. And I said that the impalas, last year I said they will give birth on the second week of November, and Lishin said on the 2nd of November, and on God's day, the 2nd of November, we saw our first baby impala being born. It was amazing. So I'll say again, between November and December, or possibly first or second week of November. That's when the impalas start giving birth. And there's a very interesting theory about this, just on the same subject, and also on the addition to the person that woolly impala hold and wait until the rain comes, or when there's a good food and water availability in the area. No. They don't have an ability to do that, to hold and wait for the rain. There's no way that the impalas can prolong the gestation period. It's impossible. So it just depends on when the females have conceived. Because you get females that conceive in the different times of the year, or very late in the matching seasons. That's why we have been seeing baby impalas being born on late summer times, like January, sometimes even February. I've seen that. So now obviously, if you see those baby impalas being born at very late in the season, then obviously the females have conceived very late. They don't hold and wait for the good rains to come. Anyway. This one tell you very interesting things here. Oh. And stretch at the same time. Nice. Nice and warm, eh? I'm going to wear the glasses too. Okay, that is a Merida tree that we're looking at. Very interesting tree and very important tree to the local people. They produce fruit in summer times, and the local people make the Amarilla beer. And also jelly and jam can be prepared from the fruits as well. And alphins and impalas, baboons also relish the marula fruits in summer times. Anyway, what I want to show you is just the bark here, the bark of the marula tree. That the Shangaan-speaking people have got a very, very interesting theory about the bark of the marula tree. They're saying you can use the bark of the marula tree to determine the sex of an unborn child. So what you do basically, you grab or you pick the bark of the tree, and you actually rub it against the pregnant human. And if the baby kicks, or if you see any movement on the stomach, then you know that the baby is either a boy or a girl, depending on the sex of the tree. So if it's a female marula tree and you're rubbing the bark of the female marula tree against the pregnant human, and you see any movement, then you know that the baby is a girl. If you don't see any movement, then the baby can be a boy. So it's just either way. It's very interesting theory. I'm not too sure how true it is, but I've heard lots of old people saying that it's true. That's how they used to determine the sex of an unborn child many years ago. But obviously now, since we have had civilization in Africa, and then you can do it either way. Anyway, let's carry on. See, the marula, no leaves at the moment. They've lost all the leaves. And in the summer times, and then lots and lots of elephant activities in this area, because they're so fond of marula fruits, as I said. But most of the elephants migrate fit up north into the Mopani area, because the elephants are so fond of the Mopani veld. They love it. They love it. And they've done so. Ayaga. Agi, good morning to you. How do you tell the difference between the marula, the male marula and the female marula tree? If the tree doesn't produce fruit, then you know that that particular tree is a male. If it produces some fruits, and then it's obviously a female. That's the only way you can tell. And the other thing that the marula trees, the male marula trees, tend to be huge. They can be 3 or 4 times bigger than the female marula trees. Now at home, just by my house, there's a huge, big marula tree. I think it's as wide as this. The other day, and I went and I picked my arms are around the tree, and I just couldn't. I was like, my arms were like wide open like that. That's how big the tree is. It's a massive tree, and this is probably the biggest marula tree that I've never seen in my life. They tend to be very, very, very large trees. And darker in color, and the barks of of the male marula trees, whereas the female marula trees tend to be very light grey in colour, sort of. Okay, let me read the Bush newspaper here. Okay, the Quran, the dove, giraffe, and old elephant tracks. So every morning and afternoon, go on the desk and we'll read the Bush newspaper. In the early mornings, and then it works fine. Because you're able to see how old and how fresh the tracks are. It's a very perfect opportunity to track animals in the early mornings. That is the reason why the safari is scheduled in the early mornings, just before the sun rises, and again in the late afternoon before the sun sets, because that's when the animals are a lot more active in different areas depending on the seasons and the weather. So in the early mornings, especially in the winter times, and then the animals tend to move up onto the high ground for some warmth and safety. And obviously during the day, and as the temperature rises, and the animals will start moving down into lower lying areas, which is in the drainage lines and the dry riverbeds, for some shelter and good food. Just like us, and pretty much. And if it's too cold, and we also stay indoors. It's too hot, and we stay outdoors. So it's the same principle as. Where do we go? Jack's Road. No. Put it on the boundary. It's gone. It's a red-crested Quran showing its touch-up display. It's too far. crest was sticking out nicely. Yeah? Start displaying, showing the mating display very soon. Very, very impressive mating displays that they perform. They will fly up about 25 meters. Up on the air, and fold the wings, and it flies straight down. It looks like it has been shot from the air almost. And when it's about 7 or 10 meters off the ground, and they'll open the wings, turn around, and they land. What an amazing display. It is all about to impress the females in the breeding season. Question from Richard Sturck, and I sort of heard it. If I didn't, yeah, that'll be better, I think. Okay, loud and clear. Thanks very much. That's the vehicle there. Can go to the dam. Having a coffee break. Took my jacket off quickly, it's getting too hot now. Ready, let us continue. There's a very interesting plant there. See what I've got here? It's very, very interesting plant. I didn't pick the alive one. This one was lying dead against the termite mound already. So this is called a mother-in-law's tongue. What an interesting name. You can see this one, but you can't really see it. It's got a very sharp point just at the end of the leaf there. That's how it gets its name from. But interestingly, and then many years ago, just before the civilization took place in many different parts of the African continent, the Bushmen and the Shangaan-speaking people, especially the farmers, and the head was out there because people had no shoes and they used to walk barefoot, and because this is a very hard plant. It's a sacred plant actually. It's a very hard, rough, strong plant, and the people used to make temporary shoes that can last you for a day, so you can walk at least 15 or 20 kilometers from one place to another before it wears out, and then you have to make another one, and you keep going like that. And I've also seen a lot of people from Mozambique during the civil wars, and the people who used to walk through the Kruger National Park to get to South Africa, and on the way, and the shoes worn out, and then they used to make them shoes with this particular plant. And it's also medicinal uses. So if you've got an earache, or you've got a swollen part on your body, and what you do, you just pick the leaf and heat it up in the fire, and you put it on the swollen part, and then it reduces the swelling. So it works very fine. And with the earache, you can suck into the water for at least 10 to 15 minutes, take it out, wipe the water off, and you cut a very small piece of it, and you squeeze the liquid out of it and into your ear. So you can just put like a few drops of it, and you'll be fine. It's a very interesting leaf. You want it, Sebastian?
Yeah. I've got a
egg.
yeah, egg.
And a swollen arm. The mother-in-law's tongue. What's my plant? Station, my radar has been down for a while. Any update on Western Lowry? Okay, copy. Thanks, Johnny. Yeah, I did. I left Ephraim trying to relocate. I don't know if you had any joy. I'm just on the fire break. west of Patric Dam at the moment.
Yeah, I got to cut down this thing now. I think I check out those
Okay, cool. Thanks, man. Have a good breakfast.
Yeah, you too, Bob.
Okay, we'll do it. That's good. Go. Yeah, I can see two Mercados just above my head as I speak, but it's very high in the sky at the moment. Okay, where about do you see the others? Okay, copy. I'm on Hyena Road, just west of Patric Dam. Yeah, I can't see the rest of my country, just the two here on Fairmont. Just the two vultures on Fairmont above our heads. When the Texans say that there's some more vultures just between us and Patric Dam, and also there's also the Battalion eagle, pretty much in the vicinity, also circling around. But these two here above our heads are still very high in the sky. So I don't think there's anything killed or anything like that. We're just on Fairmont at the moment. But if we see them descending into a particular area, then we know that there might be a possibility for a kill in the area. But flying around like that and being that high in the sky, it doesn't convince me that there is a kill or a predator in the area. Just on Fairmont. Just looking, scanning the ground. They are incredibly excellent eyesight. You'll hear a lot of people saying that the vultures have got a very, very good eyesight, very sharp eyesight, and they're saying that if the vultures or eagles are able to read they will able to read a newspaper from 100 meters away. Can you imagine if you're able to read a newspaper from 100 meters away? Your eyesight will obviously be amazing. The eagle's eyes. Great question from Richard. Richard was asking about the forest in Africa or South Africa. If there's been forests in Africa or South Africa, and has it been cut down? there were forests in many different parts of the country many years ago, and a lot of it has been cut down by humans for agricultural land, grazing, and what else? Building houses. There is a forest in the mountains, just along our escarpment, the Drakensberg mountain ranges. There's a very beautiful forest there. And there was also a forest down in the Western Cape, in Cape Town, but has been cut down by humans, and also from fire. So the forest and fire aren't good friends. So yeah, certainly there was forests in other areas has been destroyed by fire and humans, but not in this part of the world where we are, not within the greater Kruger National Park. This has always been like this. Savannah. This is what we call a savannah. It's basically the grassland and the woodland. Yeah, I got. Hyena red. Dennis. Good morning to you. Dennis is asking about the horn move. If it will cause any damage onto the buffalo horns, and is it what happened to George? I don't think that's what happened to George. The horn moves don't exist on a live animal, or they only exist on the dead animals of horns. So there is no way that the horn move will have existed onto George and destroyed his horns. George, yes, to George. I don't know what actually happened to George. I mean, I don't know if his horns just broke off in the fight with the other buffalo bulls, or he ran into something and broke his horns off. In all of my years that I have been sharing the land with the wildlife, I've never seen, and obviously that the buffaloes are not born with the horns, so the horns obviously develop after some months. But yeah, it's just very difficult for me to think of what has had happened to George. So yeah, but just to answer your question, Dennis, and the horns of George haven't been destroyed by the moth. As I say, that they don't exist on the live animal's horns. Okay, we are on Vulture's Nest Road. It's quiet so far. So this road, Vulture's Nest Road, is named after the nest in that acacia tree. Doesn't look active now, so I suppose they haven't used that nest for ages. Now there is another an active breeding nest in the big jackalberry tree in the Mulawati River. So that is the vulture's nest. See, the wind has destroyed it quite a bit. And the other day, and I saw the vulture taking some twigs or sticks on that nest to the new nest. I can see the vulture sitting in a nest there. Just going to step around the corner and take a look at it. See where the nest is also bold, and it's bold on the northern side of the tree, just to protect the nest from the rain and the wind, because our predominant wind and rain comes from the south to the north. They've got wall ducks and in Belsuck. Here's the white-backed vulture, and I can also hear the squirrels alarm calling down in the Mulawati River there. I don't know what's going on there. saw that the vultures mating the other day. It's in the same tree where it's sitting. Dranga? Oh, it's gone. No, it's gone. The fox-tailed dranga was sitting in the tree there. And as I stop and switch off the engine and flew off. Okay, we are on Queen Dams Road, just south of Chelapan. Raptors in the tree there. Marshall eagle. Beautiful. Confirm what is the location of the Madash tax? What is the location of the Mashallah? Okay, copy, thanks. Nice Marshall eagle. I think we saw a Marshall eagle yesterday afternoon or morning. I think it was morning, yeah, with Tara, yeah. And where about was it, Tara? We are here by Chelapan. Okay, cool. Thanks. Might be the same one, eh? Because we aren't too far from quarantine, as Tara says, and This the Marshall Eagle west of quarantine, and we're here by Chelapan. There's a crow flies. It's probably about just less than a kilometer. We're just a few hundred meters south of quarantine. It's one of the largest eagle that we get in Africa, the Marshall. They're known of killing baby impalas. Very powerful eagle here. They have a variety of food when they eat other smaller birds like francolins and guinea fowls, the scrub hares, mongooses. I saw the pair of Marshall Eagle feeding on a little baby impala in the Manulate Reserve a couple of years ago, but I didn't witness them making a kill. I just found them busy feeding on it. Alrighty, just leave the eagle alone and comfortably. The Marshall Eagle has got a very interesting name in Shangaan, Gamaransele, which means a serial killer. Serial killer. So the hamgo, the hippo and his friend were not house damn this morning. When we were there with the leopard, I don't know where they went or where they are. probably they are lying down in some drainage lines somewhere, and then some shades under the trees. We are approaching Gari Dam. It will be interesting to know why the hyenas managed to find last night. Gari Dam, it's quite so far. Not even an Impala at the dam. Scotty, good morning. Yeah, one down on the road, one for Surrey and two for John. Scotty wants to know if there are any flowing rivers, streams in this area. Unfortunately, no. We don't have any running or flowing river systems in this part of the Side Sands, and that is one of the disadvantages about this northern part of the Side Sand, that we don't have any perennial river system running through in this area. We have large dams that obviously retain water all year round. The Belfast Dam, Gari Dam, Treehouse Dam is very, very low at the moment. Pin Dam is also very, very low. I don't know if you were watching earlier, Scotty, and we stopped by Pin Dams and we show how low the water level is. And we have the seasonal Milwaukee River system that runs from the north through the reserve, past Pietella Lodge, across Gowrie Main Road, which is our southern boundary, and all the way down south, possibly joins with the Seine River further south of us. And I call Milwaukee River the one-day river. It only flows for a day or two, depending on the rainfall. I don't think Milwaukee has flown last year. Not that I can remember, but I don't think so. Hello, what is the fuck we share? The Wangsu Shrine. It's mom and the two youngsters. This is our resident family. So often see them when we're in quarantine. The youngster is on his knees. Some of the mothers also dig up for some roots or shrubs there with the tip of his mouth. Okay, folks, this is the end of the drive, and we are going to call it the morning. And we had a great drive, yeah. Nice leopard sighting at Three House Dam. Nice Dagga boys, and we chatted about different things this morning. Sorry, it can be afternoon somewhere in the world. And again, thanks very much for all the questions I sent them through this morning, and I really appreciated them. And Sebastian, thanks very much for coming along and fantastic camera work. Clara Bain for controls, thanks very much for directing and sending through some questions to us. And from me, Patrick, and the rest of the crew, and I'll be saying goodbye, good afternoon, and good night And we'll see you later at 3 o'clock Central African time for the afternoon drive. Have a good day. Bye for now.
Hi everybody, this is Tara Final Control, and what a wonderful way to start the drive with Induna down by Treehouse Dam, and obviously getting a little bit quieter as the heat was starting to come through, and I think it's going to be a very hot day here at Djuma Game Reserve. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It was really nice to see some of the trees as well around. I really enjoyed learning a bit more about the mother-in-law's tongue. I hope you guys did as well. But from me, I'm going to be saying goodbye. Do join us again at 3 o'clock Central Africa time for our next safari. It's been great chatting with you, and see you again this afternoon. Bye for now.